Created the Ottaway, an independent demonstrator for Stampin' Up in the UK. Thank you for joining me and giving up your craft time ready for this week's craft along. I've got a couple of makes to share with you of what we're going to make this week. It is called a Stair step card. So it stands like that, and you can see it's got like a piece that looks like it's in the background and then a piece at the front which has got a bit of a step. I've seen a couple of these around, so I am casing them. I can't find the original one that I fell in love with, but if I do, I will put it in the links. This is my first version, and then I made this one for my second version. Look at the lovely stitching detail. Don't you just love it? You know what I'm like. If you've watched any of my videos, I love a bit of stitching detail. On this tag we've got some stitching, and then this is made by this rather nifty little die here that looks absolutely like it does not much of anything other than make holes. But what it does when you die cut it, it gives you the perfect avenue to put a bit of stitching on your cards. So that's what I did that one with. What did I use? So I used products from the Stampin' Up catalogue, as I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator. You can purchase them from me at createdtheottaway.co.uk, or just look at Claire Ottaway on the Stampin' Up website. I've used the Country Woods Sweet Collection, so there's loads going on in here. I haven't used the birdhouse, so this gives you just an example of all different ideas you can use. But if you turn the page, you can see in the suite there's a couple of different sets you can get. I haven't used the birds, so ignore the birds. I've used this Country Flowers set here, and I've used the dies that go with it, but I have used the papers. So I've used this Country Woods paper and the Country Lanes designer series paper as well, which actually together it's just really beautiful. I've mainly used die cutting. I've used a little bit of stamping, but mainly die cut, just because I'm a big fan of die cutting. And that is it. Ta-da! Do you want to see them again? So we've got this one. This one, actually has got a little bit of embossing on it just to make it stand out. But I've die cut these. I've just stamped on some paper for this one and for the stool, and that's it. And then this one, I've used die cutting again, a little bit of stamping on some paper again, the die cutting to make the crisscrosses on there, and a little die cut sentiment label, and that is it. Shall we craft together? Okay, what do you need? So you can stay in touch with me here if you want to screenshot that. You can find me on Instagram, you can find me on Pinterest, and you can find me on Facebook. I love a crafty chat, so share your makes with me and just get in touch. So for the Stair step card, it looks very complicated, doesn't it? Lots of sizes there. It's not at all. It's a little bit tricky, so it's not as easy as my normal makes where I really show you step by step. I'm still going to show you this step by step, but we need to just pay a little bit of attention. So don't have your cuppa yet and your biscuits, wait till afterwards. But maybe watch it through first and then give it a go together. So you need a base piece of card that is 4 1/8 by 11 11/16. So very narrow card actually. When it's open it's like that, but it fits perfectly in a UK size envelope. And then we're going to do one cutting line. Can you believe? Look at that. There's only one cutting line, and that is that line there. Okay, so just that line, that's the only cut. The rest is the scores, which is why it makes it a little bit tricky to explain. And then lots of scoring, and then down here is just the designer series paper for the panels, and I've done that in centimetres. This is in centimetres and inches. So screenshot that, and then we will get started. I'm going to show you what it looks like first so that you understand what I'm talking about in a minute. So I've done you a bit of a plan. Can you see? really getting into this, aren't I? I've done you a bit of a plan. That's the card laid out flat. Like I said, the only bit of cutting is from this point to this point. So where the dots are, that's the bit you cut. And where the dashes are, they're the score lines. Now you can see I've got pencil marks on mine, and we'll go through that in a minute. When I've finished doing the scoring and the cutting, I just rub that out. I wasn't going to do the pencil lines, but I think actually it helps, and it just makes you feel a bit more confident with what you're doing, that you're scoring in the right place and you're cutting in the right place. So I'm going to do it exactly like that with you, and I'll refer back to that. So the first thing we need to do is get our piece of card and make sure that it is, shall I say it in centimetres this week, because I always do inches. So 10.5 centimetres, okay, so it's 10.5 centimetres across. The reason it's that size is because that's the size of a standard UK card. So you can adjust yours slightly if you want to. And then the length of it, right the way down, is 11/11, which in centimetres is 29.7 centimetres. So one more time, 10.5 centimetres by 29.7. Okay, now I'm going to get my paper trimmer because I'm going to use that for this. Okay, and I'm putting my paper trimmer with the long bit at the top. Okay, and I need a pencil. I don't need a ruler because I'm going to use my paper trimmer to help me measure. But I'm going to slide that under, and the first thing that I do is work out the two lines on my cards. So what I'm doing is working out this line and this line because everything comes off of that. Okay, so we are going to make a mark at 2.5 centimetres. So I'm going to put my card to 2.5 centimetres, which is 1 inch, by the way. Put that down, and you can see where your scorer runs, that's where you're going to run your pencil, just lightly, okay, because you want to be able to rub it. So I'm just doing that lightly, and that gives me a lovely pencil line there, okay. So that pencil line is at 2.5 centimetres or 1 inch. And then I'm going to fold out the arm, slide it along, because the next one needs to be at 17.35 centimetres. How complicated is that? Why couldn't I have rounded that up? No, let's stick to the size. 17, so put it to 7, then go up 3 little notches here on your centimetres, 1, 2, 3, and then go just over the line so it's in between the next two. Put that down and put a line there again, and that's your faint pencil line. So I've got one line there, one line there. So one is at 2.5 centimetres and one is 17.3 centimetres. Okay. So where those marks are now, you're going to cut from here to here. But how will you know where to do that? Okay, so I'm going to need to move that right up so you can see. So actually, move it down first. So I'm going to find 4.2 centimetres on here. Can you see that? I'm going to find 4.2 centimetres and put my card along there, okay? So I'm making sure that my card is at 4.2 centimetres. Okay, then I'm putting this down, and what I'm doing is I'm taking my cutting blade and I'm placing it on the line of pencil that I put first. So I'm putting it there. It's at 4.2 centimetres here. So basically I'm cutting a line 4.2 centimetres in from the edge. And I'm going to go from the first pencil mark to the second pencil mark. And I'm just going to lift that up, and I'm going to make sure that my cut goes right to the pencil line. So the first one needs to go ever such a fragment up a bit. So have a look there. Just going to do it a little bit more. Just tiny. Okay, so it's just there to there. And that gives me that score line. Okay, so I've now got my one cut that I wanted. Okay, if you turn it sideways, we're going to do the score lines now. So I'll bring it back down so you can see. So the first score line is over your pencil mark. So I'm just going to get rid of my pencil mark because once I've scored, I won't be able to rub it out. So I'll get rid of my pencil mark and instead I'll put a score line at 2.5 centimetres, which should be at the bottom of your cut. Oh, and I'm only doing it this side. I've just gone straight across. Okay, so I don't want it there, I just want it this side. Okay, then the next one is at 5 centimetres, and again I'm just going from the score line down. So make sure you've got your score just to there. So that side hasn't been scored, but this side has. And then the next one needs to be at 14, was it? Hang on a minute. Rose, wait a minute. I'm just doing this because it's really intricate. Please, can you wait? 14.85. But this time the score line is from here to here, so it's the other side. So 14, hang on Rose, 14.8, so 14 and a half, 6, 7, 8, and then a little bit over that. And remember, you're just going from this side to there, okay? So just that mark there, just on that side, so not right across, just on that half. And then the last one is this line here. So again, I'm going to rub out my pencil mark. So I've got no pencil mark. And again, I don't want a score line on here. I just want it this side. So it's, what was it, 17.35. So 17, 1, 2, 3, and a bit. Okay, so I'm basically going from this cut to the edge that's scoring. Okay, let's have a look at that. Oh, that sounded really complicated, didn't it? Shall I run through it again? There you go. So the first thing you do is turn your card this way, and using your pencil, you make a pencil mark very faintly at 2.5 centimetres and 17.3 and a half. Okay, so you end up with 2 pencil lines. Rose, wait a minute, I'm just coming. Honestly, you've been asleep all day. Then what you do is you turn it sideways, you line your paper up so that it is 4.2 centimetres from the edge, and then you do a cut from the pencil line to the pencil line, okay, and you end up with that. Okay, then you turn it sideways again, and this time you rub your pencil lines out, and then you score from the cut to this side, and that's at 2.5 centimetres. So 2.5 centimetres down to this side. And then this one is 5 centimetres score line from here to here. And then this one is 14.3 and a half. No, 14.8 and a half. So on the opposite side at 14.8 and a half, you do a score line. And then back to this one for the last one, and it's at 17.3 and a half, and that is just scored there. Okay, and that's it. And then all you do is this. So that one goes there. Rose, I promise I'm coming as soon as I've done this fold. Not that one, because I've scored that wrong. And then this one goes down like that. And this one goes up like that, and then you end up with that shape, okay? And that is your stair step card. I'm just going to see if I can firm that down and get it to stand like that, okay? Let Rosie out. Honey, thanks, Mum. Love you. You watch in a minute. She'll be meowing at the back door to come in. Okay, so that's our card. Oh, do you feel like you need that cuppa now? Okay, so in the back it just looks like that, and on the front it looks like that. So now we just get to decorate it. Now, it's up to you. If you find it easier, just lay it down flat and decorate. If you find it easier like that, decorate. But that is it. So, should we decorate it together? Da, da, da. So, I have used some of the countryside woods for this panel because I like the effect of it. And that size is 6 centimetres by 12 centimetres. So, let's stick that on. Oh, I quite like that side as well. Should I go with that side? No, let's do the other side. Why does this always happen when I'm using Stampin' Up paper? I'm like, which side shall I use? Oh, that's better than that side. Then I think, oh no, it's not. I like this side better. It's because they do two-sided paper, isn't it? And it's just absolutely gorgeous. But this in the woods, not in the woods, countryside woods paper. Oh, it's just lovely. Okay, the next one is this one. So this is the countryside lace, and that panel is, ooh, what is it? 4 centimetres by 14.7. Now I think I tweaked it a little bit because on one of them it just felt a bit too tight. So that's roughly. I think you might have to take a couple of millimetres off, but it's 14.7 by 4. And also what I did was I picked a nice bit of the paper that had lots of pattern on it. See, now that side's lovely as well, isn't it? Oh. Nope, we are sticking with the blue side. So if you put your glue down, your paper down, and bring your glue to your paper, you use less glue and it doesn't squirt all over the place. Now, you know where I scored, when I should have not scored? Look, you don't even notice. Look at that. Ta-da! Okay. And then what's the bottom bit that I use? I think it was this bit I decided on. So again, that was countryside lace as well. And I'm just going to trim that a bit because I think it's overhanging too much. So this was 6.1 centimetres by 2.3. So let's trim that a little bit. I'm not okay with that. I'm going to do it slightly less. So I think it's just that bit too big. So that's going to go on there. Oh, that's much better. So that's going on there. Just on the outside. Like that. And then what else do I have? I think that's it. You could put a piece on that piece as well. Did I do it on the others? Yeah, I did, look, so that when it opens. Right, I need to cut another piece. Oh, look, there's a bit there. Is that the piece that I'm looking for? Yeah, I'm going to trim that again. Okay. Loving this paper. I think it really blends well together. Even actually the grey would have looked nice. So whichever way you go, I think it's going to look good. So that's going to go there. Now, should we have a quick look at what that looks like? So if I fold that up, can you see already? It's really effective. The panel really stands out. That looks like it's in the background. It's a really lovely card. Okay, let's flatten it down again. So I stamped on the paper, just straight on the paper with the stamp that is this one here. and then die cut it out with the dies which come with the set as well. So the dies are there. So can you see, you can stamp and it's exactly the right size to go on there. So I've used that and I'm going to stick that straight down because I don't want that to be the star of the show. So let's have a look. Whereabouts do I want it? I don't want it to be hidden. I want it about there. I want it to be standing up a little bit. So I'm just going to put glue straight on that, like so. Tuck it in a bit, but not too much. And can you see where I've used the wood paper, but a different wood paper? It still stands out, but it's not in your face. Now with this, I did the same. So I just got some of the paper, got the stamp, which is here. Let me get a block. Got the block. What colour ink did I use? Smoky slate, really understated colour. We don't tend to use a lot, do we? Okay, so literally just stamped on there like that. And then I also stamped the flower, the sentiment that goes on that milk jug, just on the top as well. Then die cut it out and ta-da! Okay, so I'm going to use that next, but I'm going to put that on with some dimensionals. Not too many because it's nothing, it's not holding any weight, it's just sticking on my card. Okay, so that's going to go next, about there. And then the die cut flowers and leaves. So which one did I use? Let's have a look. So that one makes this beautiful, beautiful die. This one was actually some watercolour card that show you there, that I'd already washed with some of the same Pool Party colour, but actually when you put tone on tone, it's really effective. So I'm going to put that on the bottom just with some glue, just like that. I'm not smothering it in glue because I want it to be quite free flowing. And then this one's going to go over the top, about there maybe. Have I got some little? I haven't got any little ones. Let's cut those down. Here's where I go. Where's my scissors? They're here somewhere. Just use the edge around the dimensionals. Can't waste them, can ya? Okay, I don't need very many on this either. Poke that little bit out. Okay, so it gives it a bit more life. That's going to go there. And then I die cut some flowers out of the other side of this paper, and I've got a couple of those. Usually do 3 because you shouldn't have odd, should you? I can only find 2. That's typical, isn't it? Oh, I like the other side as well. Okay, that one's going to go there. That one is going to go on here. Is that going to fit on there? Yeah, just about. Sorry, I go really quiet when I'm concentrating. It doesn't help you, does it? There. And then, where's the third one? Oh, here it is. There. Okay, so always good to have 3s. 3s and 5s in crafting, otherwise it looks unbalanced and odd. So that's going to go there. Ta-da! I need some little sparkly gems for on there. And then this sentiment, I think I'm just going to put the sentiment across the 2. I might add a bit of leaves there as well, actually. Let's see, with that. If I put leaves on there, yeah, I think that would balance it out, wouldn't it? Have I got another leaf? What's that look like? Well, that's even darker. Do I want that dark colour? Well, that does make it stand out. Yeah, let's use that. That was a happy accident. Do you have happy accidents as a crafter? Need lots of glue on this side. What's been your best happy accident? I think when I've done watercolouring and I've mixed loads of colours all over, and then I think, oh goodness me, it looks awful. And then I come down the next morning and it actually looks beautiful. Love it when that happens. Okay, so now I just need my sentiment for along there. And I'm not sure what sentiment I'm going to go with. Let's have a look. I've got this sentimental park set, which is forgotten about now because it's not from this catalogue, it's from last, although it's still in this one. But it's got this lovely sentiment here saying let's celebrate. So I think I'm going to use that because that sort of covers lots of different occasions, doesn't it? It could be for anything. Let's celebrate a birthday, let's celebrate an anniversary, let's just celebrate you and me being friends. Oh look, and the font is gorgeous. Okay, and I'm going to put that on some dimensionals because I want that to stand out. And then we just need some gems. That's going to go there. And gems. Look at that. Isn't that awful? A whole box of them. It's not awful, but pink. Oh, I think yellow. Let's do yellow. That's really going to make it pop. No, don't like yellow. I don't know. Oh, this is not going to be a quick decision. I'm going to find the gems afterwards and then I'll share it with you. Come and find me on Instagram and I'll share it. Right, let's look at our cards. So here's the one we made today. Like that. Beautiful. I love the blue against it. Here's the one that's been stepped up a little with some embossing, and here's the one with that fabulous stitching. Ta-da! Which one's your favourite? I'm finding it hard to pick actually. I'm drawn towards the stitching, but the blue is doing it for me as well, and there's blue on this one and blue on this one. So go have fun, create, remember to play. It's so important to play. Try out things that you like and then share your makes with me. Thanks for watching. Bye.